We often think road safety is just about following the rules. Stop at red, don't speed, that kind of thing. But sometimes it's about something deeper, something about physics and space and geometry. This is a chilling, real-life story about how a simple traffic jam turned into a wild lesson in survival. So picture this. It's a time of day we all know and, well, dread. 4:17 in the afternoon. It's that classic school zone chaos. You can just feel that frantic energy, right? Parents rushing, cars inching forward. It's supposed to be just another mundane, stressful commute. And right in the middle of all this, our narrator is stuck. And what are they stuck behind? Two auto rickshaws. But here's the thing. They aren't in a neat, single-file line. Oh no. They're driving perfectly parallel, side by side, basically creating this moving wall that takes up the entire road. Then, in a split second, the whole dynamic shifts. The driver on the right suddenly slams on his brakes. At the exact same time, the one on the left surges forward. And with that one little move, they accidentally create this incredibly dangerous geometric shape right there on the road, a sort of half trapezoid made of moving metal. The narrator came up with a name for it, the Trapezoid of Terror. And honestly, it's the perfect description. You've got the lead auto forming the short top side. The one that braked is now creating this dangerous diagonal slant, and our narrator's car is the long base at the bottom. These three vehicles are suddenly locked in this weird, unstable formation with almost no room to breathe. So, the scene is already tense enough as it is. But just when you think it can't get any crazier, something else enters the picture. Out of absolutely nowhere, a motorbike, moving way, way too fast for a school zone, decides that this tiny, impossible gap is his personal on-ramp. And he didn't just try to squeeze through. What he did was, it was this insane high-speed S-curve. He literally slithered through the heart of that trapezoid. I mean, can you even imagine the level of precision and just sheer recklessness it would take to even attempt a move like that? It's breathtaking in the worst way. The margin for error here was, well, there wasn't one. On one side, he had a grand total of 1 inch of space. Yup, just a single inch. That's all that was separating his handlebars from the narrator's side mirror. The slightest twitch, a tiny bump in the road, and it would have been an absolute disaster. And on the other side of him, you guessed it, the exact same, terrifyingly small amount of space. 1 inch. That was the distance between his knee and the spinning wheel of that lagging auto rickshaw. He literally threaded a moving needle with just 1 inch of buffer on either side of his body. The auto drivers, of course, are just blasting their horns, but the bike's already gone, vanished down the road. And our narrator is just left there with this absolutely chilling thought that wasn't impatience. It wasn't even skill. It was a complete and total disregard for his own life and for the lives of everyone else trapped in that deadly little shape. And see, this whole story isn't just about one reckless driver. It's pointing to a much, much bigger idea, the difference between following a rule and understanding a principle. Obeying the speed limit? That's a rule. But what we just saw was a violation of a much deeper principle, respecting the actual geometry of the space you share with other people. That one terrifying moment at 4:17 p.m. shows us exactly what the geometry of safety is all about. It's about seeing the road not just as a bunch of lines and signs, but as a dynamic space that you share with other human beings. It's about keeping a safe distance and, most importantly, valuing human life way more than the few seconds you might save by speeding. And that really brings us to the big question this whole thing leaves us with. When we get behind the wheel, are we just mindlessly following the rules, checking off boxes for speed limits and stop signs? Or are we actively, consciously respecting the complex, fragile, and shared geometry of life itself? Something to think about.